What's good, guys? I'm the Melody Doctor, and these are the best MIDI keyboards for beginners. So if you're using FL Studio or whatever DAW, these work great. Um, and I'm just gonna highlight three MIDI keyboards, and I'm gonna talk in detail about why I recommend these three, and kind of like sort through the pros and cons of each of these, so you can help make your selection. And I'm also gonna show the MIDI keyboard that I have right now and that I use. But I've used all three of these types of MIDIs, and again, I'll just talk through it. But we're gonna start with this one, the Akai Mini. Now, I think Mini is like the keyword with this. Like, it is smaller, it costs less. It's probably like one of the least expensive ones you can find. It is very popular. I've used these quite a bit. I used these for a long stretch of my career, actually, and they're great. Like, smaller ones are great, especially if you're traveling. Now, I travel with my 61 key. I just haul it. But like, if you're on the go, these are they're very portable. They're just smaller and kind of easier to deal with. And there's two things to look out for, like when it comes to a MIDI. I would say, like, the length, the amount of keys, and then does it have a drum pad? And I would say, whether you're a beginner or not, keep in mind that, like, well, from my experience, MIDI keyboards pretty much never break, right? Like, they're very durable. I still have the first MIDI I got when I first started making beats like 10 years ago. So they're very durable. So even if you're a beginner, you kind of want to outlook on the rest of your career and just kind of make a big time decision, almost like buying a house or an apartment or something like that. So that's what I'm trying to help you guys and just talk through it. But yeah, like, this is a good way to go if you are on a budget. It is kind of more budget friendly, so I definitely want to highlight that too. And a smaller set of keys can actually help you, especially when you first start making beats. It kind of like simplifies the melodies that you play, and kind of simplifies the process. And I actually make great melodies with this, and I love this. I actually used my friends for a long stretch of time, so I eventually gave it back to him. So I don't have this mini one anymore. I probably wouldn't use it anyways, but just because I have a 49 key and a 61 that I'll show you. But like, these are great, and pretty much every MIDI you're basically gonna play the same. It's not a huge difference, but again, the length of the keys, you definitely want to keep that in mind. You can shift the octaves on these, so you're not really gonna have issues like kind of like playing higher and lower notes and keys and things like that. But again, like, I love my experience with the Mini. I might have moved past it. So again, I want to highlight it, especially for beginners, because I did use this as a beginner, and I loved it. It's much better than a smaller. I'm sorry. It's much better than using a computer keyboard. So again, I highly recommend this one. I highly recommend it, even though I don't use it right now. But again, for beginners, it's definitely great, and it's a bestseller for a reason. Next, we'll move on to this one here, the M Audio Keystation 61. Now, what makes this one good is the fact that it's 61 keys and it's fairly affordable for a MIDI keyboard. If you're more into piano and you want like a larger size to your playing and a little bit more space, I recommend these. You'll see how like the keys kind of look, like the bottom part here. It's a little tighter on this MIDI. And again, this is kind of like a travel MIDI and a mini. Like, we talked about that, but these bigger ones will give you a bit more space, and I'd say it's like a bit more easy to just kind of like play like kind of like normally. I like a 61 key. My first one I got was a 61 key, and I still have it. And again, that one's kind of like the one I take if I travel. I don't bring this one, which I'm gonna show in the next one. But these are great. You can't really go wrong with it. But it does not have a drum pad. But I wanted to highlight this because it's probably the least expensive good MIDI 61 key one. And again, I used this for a very long time and made great beats. And it's a great MIDI. I love midis. You know, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a fan of midis. Midis are great, and a 61 key is a great experience, especially if you're like more into piano, or just in general. It's a great experience. But again, it doesn't have a drum pad. And another thing is the size of the MIDI. Like, would this fit on your desk? The 61 keys don't fit on my desk well, which is why I have a 49 key, and amongst other reasons. But it's a great experience. And last, the Arturia KeyLab MK3. Now, when this came out, this was like the MIDI. Like, this was like the MIDI. It's still like kind of the MIDI. This is a great MIDI. This is the MIDI I have right now. This is the MIDI I use right now, and I definitely have made my best melodies with this. This syncs really well with FL. Syncs really well with FL. Has a drum pad, and again, I can't remember if I mentioned, but like even if you're a beginner, I think it's worth having a drum pad because eventually you'll probably get to the point where you're gonna want to use a drum pad, and I think using a drum pad is more fun, and it's not that hard to sync and set up. It's not that hard to sync and set up. Like it's very doable. Now the 49 key, I like the 49 key because again, one thing you have to keep in mind is, will this fit in your desk? And it kind of sounds funny me saying that, but I'm telling you that can cause major issues. Like my 61 key one does not really fit on my desk that well, that I make beats on and music. So like it makes using my mouse really awkward, and I'm telling you, in music production, like your mouse is really important. At least to me, I feel like I can't do like my mouse is like key, like literally like very important instrument, underrated instrument. So my mouse needs space. So like the 49 key again just kind of fits on my desk better. And this has a drum pad. It kind of combines the best of what we talked about. Like it gives you the space, but it also has a drum pad, and then it's also kind of next level. Like it looks very nice. It looks clean. Like this MIDI visually looks cool, and that is a factor. That is definitely a factor because it kind of gets you excited to play a little bit. You know, it's kind of like, all right, let's go. Like you know, I don't know if that really makes much of a difference, but that is something to note. And it's just a great MIDI. It kind of does everything. And I think the most underrated part of this MIDI is the play, stop, record buttons here. Which you can see like here. That's a very useful function. It syncs well with FL, but I'm telling you that makes things a little bit more efficient. It's not just like a style thing. Like I think the analog part here is a bit style because it's like weird to sync and kind of complicated to use. This actually functions and syncs really well with FL and is very easy to use. And I love using it. It's actually a very, very good and underrated function of this. And then the drum pad is great. Drum pads are always fun. And that's really it, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. I put links to all three of these in the description. So definitely check them out. And best of luck on your producer journey. Let me know if you guys ever have any questions or have any other type of requests. That's it for me. Peace out.